Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Crushin Cans on the Habs Night YouTube channel. I'm joined with my partner in crime, Derrick Weise, as per usual. And tonight we have our video producer joining the show, Steffi Legou. How's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing well. Really like the background. That's awesome.
Yeah. Ain't no laws when you're drinking White Claws. So I think Steffi might get scratched by the claw.
By Brandon, yeah. Cheers. You got to come on to Crushin Cans, obviously, with some cans. So I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Derrick, what are you drinking tonight, buddy?
We're just going to dig in the bag here and go for it. I don't even know. We got a Lake of the Woods Sneaky Peach Pale Ale.
Nice.
Might be peachy.
So tonight I'm rocking this Nine Locks Brewing Company from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. We're going to be having fun with a dirty blonde tonight.
There you go. Yeah,
Cheers, everybody.
This is fantastic.
Cheers.
I like this.
What's everyone drinking in the chat?
We see Danielle's got a Bud Light. Matt said cheers. Cheers, buddy. Shane
Matty.
Yeah.
Matty Monkman. That's a good man right there.
Smirnoff and Coke. Nice. Yeah, Justin said Steffi's going to drink us under the table. Most likely, yeah. But the cans will the White Claw, will sneak up on you real silently.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're getting fined. Then you're getting fined for missing stats here and there.
My sister's got a cherry bubbly. That's okay. She's a nurse, so probably working sometime soon.
It's buble.
Wow.
Yeah. We said we might do like either like a health month or like a sober October where we will rock probably like bubblies on stream. And if anybody else wants to jump in with us, like we'll do like not workout challenges, but like just getting healthy for 1 month, and we'll definitely drink bubblies or something.
A can's a can.
Going, but yeah,
all cans matter.
All cans matter. And cans we trust.
Absolutely. So, what do you guys want to get into here?
I don't know. I think we got to start off with the East because I think there's some sneaky good teams in here. I thought they've done a lot of deals this week, so I'd like to talk East if you guys don't mind.
I'm game for whatever. Yeah, let's go. Where are you leading off with? What team?
I think
where do you want to go?
You got to start with Taylor Hall as like the biggest trade bait. So we got to talk about Taylor Hall going to Boston Bruins.
Man, that team too. Like they've been decent lately. You got to think they're going to catch fire and go from there, right?
Yeah, and some people thought, Steph, I want to get your opinion on this. Some people thought that Buffalo didn't get enough. We can pull up. I don't know if we might be getting our first stat wrong. What the deal was? So it was Hall and Lauzon for
Lazar.
Yeah, Lazar. Sorry, Lauzon's the D on Boston. There's the first one. There's a sip.
That's
penalty.
A slip.
So it's Hall Lazar.
Anders Bjork. I don't know how to say his name.
Anders Bjork, yeah.
Bjork.
He scored the other night too against them.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, first game in Buffalo, he scored against Boston.
Nice.
No, yeah. From what I saw though, Buffalo got rid of a lot and didn't really get much at all. Like for Hall they got the most, but yeah, getting rid of Stahl and who was the other guy?
Montour. He went to Florida.
Montour. That's it.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think they got much back in any other trades on the deadline day.
Oh, and then you look at the Caps getting Mantha, and Detroit got everything under the sun for that guy. Like,
yes.
Is it because Taylor Hall's been having a shit season though?
I think that brought the value down. No,
I think I said he wasn't going to go anywhere. That was just me.
There's no way Buffalo would let him walk for nothing because he's not returning. I don't think Eichel. Like, is Eichel going to be in Buffalo next year to start the season?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You think so?
Yeah, he'll sit there for one more year.
Really? Okay. But I think I do like you guys can jump in with your opinions on this. I know the Caps gave up a lot. They gave up Vrana, a first rounder,
Panic,
because they offloaded Panic's salaries, essentially what they're doing. But the reason they gave the first round pick away was to eat that salary. And with today's COVID world and the flat cap, you have to it's going to cost you a first round pick essentially to get rid of a terrible contract. So I know the Caps gave up a lot, but Anthony Mantha was he 6'5", 2 something,
234 pounds actually. I just saw that stat.
Stats girl, I like it.
There you go.
But coming in hot. So what I like about Mantha is he's huge, he's talented, he can score goals, and I was telling my buddy like this the other day, he's a massive Caps fan, is if you get Mantha to get a little bit of a mean streak, can you imagine Wilson and Mantha on your wings with that size? It's like a Josh Anderson kind of thing for me.
Power horse. Big
power forward. Yeah, Steffi, 100% right.
I'm even like I had the Islanders winning this division, but with that, I'm back and forth.
Yeah.
With Washington.
Yeah, and then with the standings though, I mean, Boston can catch maybe the Islanders. Maybe.
And it will be exciting to see what Hall can do there. Like, was it Buffalo's fault that he was kind of having an underwhelming season? I'm excited to see where he fits in Boston for sure.
That made the second line a lot stronger. Krejci. And who they have? Craig Smith on the wing with them?
No idea.
Yeah, there goes our stats.
Throw it all out the window. And then you got the Pittsburgh factor, where they control their destiny here with that schedule. Adding Jeff Carter.
Yeah, solid. I mean, not Jeff Carter of old, but still bottom six role. He can produce for you.
Is it like we said, contenders, pretenders? Is this just them not doing exactly what they did last year with Patty Marleau, bringing in another guy that's older, trying to rejuvenate him, I guess, with Sid or Gino whenever he's back, or have him opposite Gensel and maybe power play. I don't know here, but I just don't see this team going through the first round if they play the Caps or Islanders.
I agree. The Caps and Islanders are a step above. And one thing with the Jeff Carter is, can he be like their Corey Perry? You're not expecting a lot of speed or anything out of him, but like his hands and his shot still have to be there. No?
I mean, he had a hot start in LA this year.
That's true.
He came out hot, but I don't think he's done too much recently.
And he's still got a year left, I think, on his contract too.
Yeah, so it's not a rental, right?
Yeah.
And he brings the experience. That's what they always love to say, the locker room experience. Like, for a playoff run, I guess, that could help them. And
he's winning. Like, he's got the cups, just like Sid. He's got that winning culture Derrick talked about last time. And a little bit of Sid rubbing off on Carter.
Do you think they win the division?
No, I think they are a pretender. As we've labeled this kind of stream, I think the Pens can win a few games. I think they're making playoffs guaranteed, but I don't think they get past Washington or the Islanders.
Oh yeah, I think the top four are set in this division. It's just a matter with the games against Jersey and the games against Buffalo. If they win that, they win the division, and then you have Caps Islanders first round. Which is that sucks because you don't want one of them going home.
True.
So I got to ask you about, since we're talking the Islanders, the kind of like secret wagon of the East is their moves were Palmieri and Sajak, right?
And they picked up Braden Coburn on the back end.
That's true. Stanley Cup winner. So
Palmieri's a point a game guy.
Yeah, he scored his first game with them, I think.
Yeah. Big for
without his beard.
Too.
Without his beard, yeah. But I'm stuck. Honestly, I'm torn between the Capitals and the Islanders solely on the fact that I don't think Pitt can do it. And I almost have to take the Islanders coming out of that division solely on the fact of Washington's goalies. I don't trust Vanacek and who's it, Samsonov?
And Varley is unreal in that net.
Yeah.
How about the Islanders at home, 18-2-2?
Could you imagine Montreal had that record?
And bringing that into the playoffs?
Whew. Throw some fans in there.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
Do they
and
not have fans?
I think they do have some in some capacity.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Islanders have fans.
But like Barry Trotz too. Like if you get a Capitals against the Islanders kind of series, Trotz coached that team. He knows how they play. So like you got to give the edge to the Islanders there too.
Yeah, that's a good point there too. Anders Lee's gone.
Yeah.
I think that's where you bring Palmieri in to, for the point support there, and then even Zajac to come in to fill those defensive zone draws.
Yeah, 100%. So next division I want to ask you guys about is the West. Another one that's not getting recognition for, at least I find with my Twitter followers, and just because everybody's watching the North, if you're Canadian born, is like the West division is stacked.
Man, there's some monsters out that way. Go ahead, Steffi.
Oh, no. I was just going to say Colorado has been like up there for a few years now. And they're just an exciting team to watch. But yeah, that's all. Go, Derrick.
You see, I think this is one of the divisions that has a playoff race going for like that last position.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the Sharks get in. I don't think it's happening. I really don't. St. Louis is struggling.
Yeah.
Who's getting in that 4th spot?
I don't know, but I like this point that Nick's brought up for us. Grubauer, Colorado, out with COVID,
Yeah.
but that deal they did last week, how big was that? We talked about it.
Doobie won last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a solid backup for that team that's rolling.
How about Minnesota too, though? Still rolling too.
I'm a Minnesota fan at heart.
You're just a Krill guy.
I do like Krill.
I don't.
Arizona.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the strength of schedules at all for these teams, but
Yeah.
Okay.
But then, I mean, you see the Sharks this past week. You got 2 games against Anaheim. If you're pushing for a playoff spot, you have to win those. And
So I was going to say, right now we have St. Louis in 4th, Arizona in 5th. St. Louis has 2 games in hand on the 5th place team, Arizona.
let's
And
see.
how many points behind Arizona?
So Arizona is only 1 point behind them,
Okay.
but 2 less games.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a race.
The Blues are 3-6-1 in their last 10. Coyotes are 4-6. So I mean, it's
a toss up.
They're both just limping on their way in there. It's so. I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say, like with St. Louis, like they lost Pietrangelo, but they bring in Krug and all this stuff. I expected a little bit more out of them, but it's almost like they're that team. Like they didn't build a dynasty per se, so it was like I hate saying it, but it's almost like a one and done almost thing now. Like you lose Edmondson, you lose Allen, you lose Pietrangelo.
I'm gonna say though, nobody saw this season coming.
True.
It being an absolute, shit show or whatever, and then you put them back in the division where they normally are, where you're not against the Vegases and the Colorados all season. I mean, maybe they balance better against some of the teams that they're normally against, where they would be higher in the standings.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
So, like, there's one thing that I'll touch on the West is Minnesota's sitting 3rd right now, and they are 9 points up on St. Louis. So this division's almost set. You can almost guarantee, except for St. Louis, Arizona, and the Sharks are 4 points out of 4th.
2 games in hand on Arizona too. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think the Sharks are out of it. It's the Blues or the Yotes.
Yeah. And
I kind of want to see I was going to say, I want to see the Blues clinch that 4th spot.
You do?
Yeah. I don't know. They're fun to watch. I mean, I know they've been struggling, but
Blues, Colorado.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I think that could get rowdy too. Just the way they play.
They've played before too, right? So, I mean,
there's one comment here from Dan.
Yeah,
I do want to touch on this. Stars 2 wins in the last 10.
After the bubble performance.
I'm gonna hit you with a star stat here that everybody is overlooking.
Not
12 overtime losses.
More than the Habs.
12.
This
I
year?
didn't think anyone had more than that.
Yes.
Why is nobody talking about that?
Yeah,
Well,
I
because
had.
they got no Bishop, they got no Sagan. Everybody's written that team off,
Radulov's out for the year now.
right?
Sagan's,
So I mean,
Sagan's coming back soon. Big push.
Yeah, Nashville's getting in there.
Yeah, but just after their playoff performance in the bubble, that's kind of sad for Dallas.
Stats guy can crusher.
Stars are 7 points out of fourth place right now. Nashville, because Nashville's been on a roll, right? Last few games or last couple weeks. Chicago's sitting fifth, 4 points out. But Dallas does have 3 games in hand, but
Stats guy can crusher. There you go.
Yeah.
Stats guy can crusher. So I got to ask you guys then. I mean, with the Central Division right now, we have the Hurricanes in first, tied with Tampa, but they have one less game played. Sorry, so they're sitting first in the division. So Carolina, Tampa, Florida, Nashville, and then you got Blackhawks that are 4 points out. Do we see no? I was gonna say, do you see a battle of Florida first round?
Steffi, go ahead.
I mean, that could be the case. Yeah, Tampa, Florida, but I feel Florida didn't do much at the deadline, and with Ekblad being out, and Tampa's such a strong team, I don't see Florida getting past the first round.
I'm gonna go the other way with this one. I like Sam Bennett coming in, and I'm a big Nikita Gusev guy. I think he goes down there and he does what Evgeny Dandinov did last year. Maybe gets up on that top line with Huberdeau and Barkov, and this guy goes off. And I think
Montour 2 on D.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, but you're gonna
Savard
play
as well.
You're gonna play Tampa Tampa or Carolina in the first round. I mean,
yeah,
that's nuts. One of them's going out.
I'm going to go Tampa.
Tampa.
Because their rental player is Kucherov. You got Savard on D, Vasi in net. I like Tampa in that series.
So you're saying Carolina wins the division?
I think Carolina is going to play forgive me, I'm just going to check quick. It's I think it's going to be Carolina against the Preds. And then I think it's going to be Tampa against Florida, the old Battle of Florida. And I think Tampa wins.
Oh,
2 versus 1.
No, it goes 1v4, 2v3, yeah?
Yeah. No, I mean.
Oh, yeah, 2v1.
Me
yeah,
and
Derrick's
Brandon.
out. Yeah. We're tossing Derrick. You think Florida comes out? Like Vasi against Bob?
No, it's Vasi against Drieger. Bob's gonna ride the pine.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't. Nashville's hot right now, and I mean they could be one of those teams get in and knock them out. Like that one year they got in, they beat Chicago first round 4 straight. And I think they have fans too, and I mean that building gets rocking. Look out, right? Catfish
That's
flying.
True. What I like about it too is because everybody was talking, even I think a few of us were saying Ekholm's available. There's rumors Forsberg was, Arvidsson, but they string a few wins in a row, and then now they're sitting playoffs. They didn't sell at all. So Nashville could sneak in. You got UC Saros and Pekka Rinne as your tandem. Pretty good tandem. You got Roman Josi on D, Ekholm, the forwards. You got Johansson. You have Duchesne when he's healthy. You have Arvidsson, Forsberg. Nashville could surprise some people here in playoffs, I think, if they get on a roll.
8-2 last 10.
Yeah.
They've separated themselves from Chicago and Dallas.
Yeah.
Although
Nashville during the playoffs. I was just thinking Nashville during the playoffs, so fun to watch. When they
100%.
Can you trust Saros?
I think you can. You got Rinne there. You got Rinne sitting right there with the experience and everything. My sneaky team might be Nashville. The more I convince myself.
The contender is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And Pekka doesn't have to run into the Jets, so he might be okay.
I do like Ryan Ellis, Justin. Thank you. That's another great D is like I think we touched on this before. Like Nashville is so good at drafting defensemen in the organization.
It's a defensive factory down there.
Yeah.
Look at everybody that's come out of there.
And then we have the last one is the North Division. We'll actually label contenders, pretenders after, in a bit. But we'll talk North Division here. We'll get Steph started with what the Habs did. Like it or dislike it?
I mean, there wasn't much, I think, for them that they had available for them to do. I like it. A shift up again on the blue line. I'm excited to see them, Merrill and Gustafsson come in. Gustafsson, I can't say his name.
I think it's either or. Rocket.
But yeah, will it shift the whole team and give us that spark we need? Maybe not. Well done, Derrick. But yeah, I don't know. Montreal.
Sorry.
Did they do enough? Did they have enough to work? It wasn't anything legendary what they did. And I think this, if the Leafs are going to have a year, it's this year. And if they don't make it happen this year, then, it's all in for them.
We were touching on this just before we went on too. It is the Carey Price factor, right?
Yeah.
And if this power play can get going, you never know. These guys, they can score, right? So
yeah, and if Gustafsson gets in on the power play,
exactly. That puck moving offensive D quarterback in a power play that they don't really have. But I got to talk also with. We saw Armia back last night, but also Sherratt. That's another we can always talk another rental. He's not a rental, obviously, but that's an addition that they weren't using last month. You got Merrill jumping in, Gustafsson, Eric Stahl, who not off to the best start per se, but I mean, give them some time. It's a little difficult to sit for a week, jump into a new team, barely any practices, learning systems, learning guys. But I got to say, with Toronto's moves, acquiring Foligno, Riley Nash, Dave Riddick, it's hard to pretend that the Leafs aren't contenders right now.
I see what you did there.
I mean, it's a lot of pressure on them, right?
It is.
Everyone's been saying it. This is the year. This is the year. This is the year. You've heard it before.
They're the Leafs at the end
right?
Of the day.
Exactly. This is a team that they can't get over that hump. They are having a good season this year, but I don't know the record. But what is the record when Matthews doesn't score?
I don't know. He scores every game. So.
You're the stats guy.
I'm not the stats guy. I'm the can crusher. No, just looking here, their penalty kill is 22nd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Power play is struggling right now too.
If you get Montreal in that first round, you get Anderson running at guys, you get Perry going at them, you get Sherratt back and Weber and that heavy back end that are banging these guys in the corner. They're gonna get mad. They're gonna take swings, right? You take advantage of that shitty power or penalty kill, and 1-2 goals, carries a net, and like we said, that's all you really need.
I got to add Armia's forecheck too. He's a sneaky good forechecker that some people might not pick up on. Is he's good at stealing pucks, and I think with KK, you've seen him now. He's playing a more physical role. You get KK, Armia, Perry, some of these big forwards, just bang around down low. I don't know what it's gonna happen, but there's also we talked earlier on in the week, it's gonna be Habs versus Leafs, it's gonna be Oilers against Winnipeg, but Calgary's not out of it yet. Habs played Calgary 4 or 5 more times.
4 more times coming up right away.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think if Calgary loses 1 or 2 and Montreal wins 1 or 2, Calgary's done.
Yeah. Yeah. These games against them need to be treated like a playoff series. Just shut them down any way you can. Because exactly. We need 2 games. 2 wins at least.
You have them 3 in a row. No? Coming up quick?
There's something like they play Calgary a lot the next week or two.
Yeah, Ottawa, Calgary, Edmonton,
There you go.
and then Calgary again.
But so like you can assume like Toronto's a lock. I think Winnipeg is a lock.
Are you saying
And-
Toronto's a lock to win?
No, lock to get playoffs.
I think the top 3 are set,
Yeah,
and then Montreal just needs a couple
against
wins
the
here and there.
Flames.
Yeah.
But so there's one thing I touched on earlier, like with Toronto's moves, they gave up a lot. I'm not like I think because like
Calgary
they're
off
in win
Edmonton,
now
too.
mode, right?
That's a big stat by a Nick there. Calgary, Ottawa,
the next
Edmonton,
games.
Edmonton. 3 in a row. If you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you can go 500 there. I think that gets you in.
Yeah. Thank you,
That
Nick.
is a
That's
rough
awesome.
schedule.
But like I was gonna say is with Toronto, like some people are like, oh, they have no picks like in the next couple of years. Like no shit. Like they're in win now mode. Like they have to. Like they went all in this year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, they almost like the way their mindset is, the way their season went is like we're making conference finals. Like this is our year to go.
Yeah, there's no Boston, no Tampa. Like
Exactly.
we have the best team here. We can run through this division and go, right?
My God, Nick's on fire.
Not a stats girl though, hey?
No.
Yeah.
So Toronto gave away. Steph. It's 2020 first, third, fourth, and seventh.
I don't think
they're all
any-
in. Like it.
Th-
No,
this
what I was
is-
gonna add just on, like Derrick was saying, if we meet them in the first round, then it's a whole different game. And if they can figure out how to shut down Matthews and Marner and I guess Tavares, like they are there's star power on that team. But if we learn the way they play, like imagine the Habs beating the Leafs first round, how awesome that would be.
It'd be wild.
You got to remember too, playoffs it's a new season. It's a different game in the playoffs. Stuff does not get called.
It's true.
We just need to get
5v5, no 3-on-3.
And then
I honestly think I know the Habs are so inconsistent, and we are Habs Tonight channels. Like we're a little biased. I think if the Habs get into playoffs and find a little bit of consistency, the way they're built, I think they can thrive in playoffs if everybody plays the way they should. Tough one.
yeah.
But there's one thing I think a Nick might have prepped is
This is what we call a one and done.
one thing I sent to Nick talk about sending picks away is what Detroit acquired at this trade deadline. So if you're watching live on YouTube right now, we have their draft picks for 2021 and 2022.
You want to talk about a team in the making?
Yeah, so like there's 2 first-round picks in 2021, 3 second-round picks, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh. And the following year, for right now, they have 1 in the first, 2 in the second round, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth round, 1 in the fifth, sixth, and seventh. So Yzerman is almost like slowly building a little dynasty like he did in Tampa.
It's the proper way to do it, though. I mean, understandably, the fans don't want to watch you lose every night, but you got to think 3 years down the road with all these picks, the guys are going to be in the lineup, and then 4 or 5 year 6, you're probably going for it.
I think you're gonna have like another run where like Detroit makes playoffs for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like he's creating that dynasty again, like he did it in Tampa. Said, "See you later" before they won the cup, and he's like, "I ain't go do it in Detroit," and that's exactly what he's doing.
They'll be the underdog team to sneak in and knock them off the high horse there.
Yeah,
but man, like that's nuts. Like I think that's kind of Ottawa's a little ahead of schedule too, where I think that team will be good.
Yeah.
Eventually. You get Steph to touch on that because we saw the beloved Victor Mete leave the Habs. I know a lot of people are upset about that. So Steph, I know you guys touch on like trade deadline day. I know you're a fan of Mete. Like Ottawa Senators in a few years. I want to get your thoughts.
No, I honestly think it was the best case for Mete. Like Dale touched on our trade deadline show, I don't know why the Habs put him on waivers. I feel like we could have got something for him. He is like the D that the NHL is kind of becoming in, like a quick skater. He's good with his stick. But yeah, I guess it just didn't work out in Montreal, and I really think he has the potential to thrive in Ottawa. So yeah, we'll miss him, but I hope he does really well down there. And
I think he's going to get a big shot there too.
Yes, I think he's going to thrive in 2 or 3 years.
He's going to get all the minutes that he wanted,
and he'll get the confidence.
Absolutely.
And DJ Smith lets his players play too. But what I like about Ottawa is you have Brady Tkachuk, Josh Norris, Tim Stützle. You have Sanderson that's coming on D, who's supposed to be like the next superstar on D. You got Thomas Chabot. Like Ottawa, like I hate saying it as like a Habs fan, but like Ottawa in 3 to 5 years, like they're gonna be pretty good.
Maybe even like 2 years. Like if they exceed, expectations every year, you never know what could happen.
I think they've exceeded them this year, especially against the Habs.
You never want to
see
you never want to see that team on the schedule because they always get up for those games. But I think we kind of, unless they trade everyone again,
contracts come up. There's like, go.
There's no road trips. You don't have to sit in taxi cabs.
But I actually, for the like, we do like thrive on like interaction and stuff. I'm curious, like, if anybody wants to jump in live with us right now and talk about like, your thoughts on trade deadline, email live@habsnight.com. Yeah, there it is right there. So email that if you want to jump in, have a beverage. Don't have to have a drink if you don't want to. Talk live with the crew. Talk like what you liked about the deadline, what you didn't like maybe, and we'll see how it goes.
While we're waiting to see if anyone jumps in or not, who wins the North Division and who's going to the conference final?
Whoa.
Who's just
Steffi, you go first.
No pressure.
Who wins the North Division?
Who's going
and
to the
is
conference?
Going to the conference final?
Who's going to the conference final?
Like it's literally against every ounce of my being to say Toronto. Like I can't. So I'm going to say Winnipeg.
Ooh.
I think like Toronto is as good as they are. I think their goaltending will be the downfall. I think Connor Hellebuck is he is the absolute best goalie in the league because without him, where is this Jets team? Like, I mean, if you look at MVP to your team, this guy is, without him, the Jets might not be where they are. And I think he can steal series. Guy saves 40 shots a game because their defense is not that good. They do get exposed. I do think even coming up, they're playing tonight. I don't know the score. They got 3 in a row coming up. I think that's where they jumped the Leafs. And second round.
You think they jumped the Leafs before?
Yeah.
Do you think Jordy Ben helps Winnipeg out on D a little bit? Just like that veteran, just some depth on D?
I think he'll help guys like Stanley too, right? The young guy where I don't think he'll come in, he'll be a 5'6" guy. He's not going to take.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I saw something about the deadline just saying the Jets didn't do enough to kind of build up their D core. So will that come back to bite them? Who knows? I hope Jordy Ben can do well with them. But
we did talk about this last week with Philly. You got guys in the minors too.
Like they're stuck in like almost like similar thing to the Habs, where like they have young guys coming, and then they got their core now. So it's like they're almost like in a little bit in between. Like they're more in their window now than what the Habs are in the future. But like they got Hinola coming, they have Sami Niku. Like they've got some young D. So like I understand them not going out.
They even got a few forwards down there too. They drafted Cole Perfetti.
Perfetti's gonna be sick.
Yeah, he's been having a good season.
Yeah.
I mean, are we sleeping on the Oilers though?
I think we are. Mike Smith's having a great year. Tyson Barrie's having a year.
Because of the Leafs and Jets being as good as they are, is everyone sleeping on the Oilers?
Because they just added, who was it there? Was it Kulikov?
Yeah.
On D. So like that's one point like where they're I'd say their weakness isn't D per se, because like their bottom six struggles just because Leon and Connor do everything. But I think everybody is sleeping on the Oilers. I have to agree with you there.
I mean, they got the 4th best power play, 12th best penalty kill. I mean, and coaches always say, if you have both in that top 10, don't be so subtle.
It's so loud.
Don't be so subtle about it. But I mean, like, if you're in see, 5 left in the
Nick's
first.
on fire.
It's
You like
know what
to
I mean?
see that.
Yeah, but if you give Draisaitl or McDavid any bit of an inch, they will score.
But also, you saw the Habs shut them down, and with playoffs, with penalties down, no 3-on-3, do the Oilers thrive? Is my question.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like the North, I don't think it's as sold as some people think. And I'm not saying like Montreal's going to win the division. Like if I had to predict something coming out of the North, I think it is definitely Winnipeg.
I think they're too top heavy, and I think the additions and the way they're physical, I don't think anyone can keep up with that. And they're beating the Leafs. I don't think Wheeler's playing. So
thanks,
I mean, he gets back in. That guy, he's Mr. Intensity come playoffs.
And one thing about the Leafs, though, Foligno is I think that puts them over the top as well, with especially playoff hockey. Like he can play up and down the lineup. He's a utility knife. He provides that grit. Like I'm so torn on the North Division. I don't know who's going to win it.
Montreal.
Like obviously, I want them.
How many times in playoffs though have you seen a team get in that everyone writes off and it's Cinderella? Let's go.
There's one part of me that wants that to be like obviously Habs, but like I want that to be like I want Leon and McDavid to go on a run.
That would be fun.
Just like the amount of times they've put that team on their shoulders. I was like, I'd love to see Leon and McDavid go. So who's coming out of the North? What's your team, Derek? Who's coming out of the North?
I'm going to take the Jets.
You're taking Jets?
I'm taking the Jets.
Steffi, you say Jets too?
I said Jets, but it might be the Leafs.
That's so tough to say, though.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to be a believer. Guess who's going? These two. Habs are taking the North.
Like, you never know.
And that's the thing, though. Like, what if you get a weird bank off something and at 2 minutes to go, team goes up 1-0. Anything can happen. I hate betting on this division. I don't like picking this division.
Well, I bet Saturday night, and that's why I have a mustache. So Habs are going to win against the Jets, and then they lost 5-0.
Well, fuck, you look like Tom Selleck now. Just give it a little muzzy rub. Just let's hear it. Let's hear
5 days in, got a little.
Just let's hear it though. Got to get it close.
It's going to be gross in a month. Thank God my wife's awesome. But hey, so I don't know. Are cans canceled for Saturdays because the Habs lost 5-0?
I mean, we can take it to the fans, but we already know we're allowed back on.
Why, like a jinx?
Yeah, I think we mushed them.
Well,
maybe it was that giveaway word you're using.
Yeah. So we have 3 different teams coming out of the North. East, who's your team?
East?
Yeah.
I'm taking the Islanders. I like the way they're built. They got solid D, Varlamov in the back end, and that forward, they can score at will when they want. It just all, depends what Trotz wants to play.
Shut it down. 2-1 wins.
Who did they beat up?
2014 Habs.
Who did they beat up 8-1 that one night? Barzell had all those goals.
I don't know. I know Caps beat.
No. The Rangers kept beating people 9. beating teams like.
That's Zibanejad. Thank you.
I actually, we had one of my group chats after Zibanejad did that for the second time in a row. Buddy goes, "What did the Flyers kill his dog or something?" Like he went off, like 6 points in one period.
I loved it. I kept refreshing my fantasy. I was like, yes.
I have him too.
But okay, so Steph out of the East, who do you got?
Dropped him.
I just see this. Okay, this is my brother. He's been in the chat, and he's a huge Bruins fan.
Ethan. Which is fair. I like what Boston did, though. Like you got Taylor Hall coming in on the second line with Krejci.
What's Rask?
But I would never Yeah, Rask is just out.
Goalie health is a big thing when it comes to the Bruins, I think.
Yeah,
but
you're not taking
I'd
two
say
rookies
Washington.
in. Sorry, excuse me.
No, go. I was just like, I can never pull for Boston.
So you said who? Sorry, Seth?
Washington. Yes, Louis Washington.
Caps. And I'm not jumping on the wagon. I think. If it's Caps versus Islanders, I have to go Islanders. But like my heart is saying Caps, just because like I think once Ovi, Backy, Kuzi,
Mantha,
Wilson, Mantha, Carlson, I think when they get in like playoffs, I think it's like a whole different. Like I think like Oshie too. I think like the Capitals just like have fun all year, then playoffs hit, and they're like, okay, let's start being serious. You see videos of them like they're having fun the whole time.
Can we all agree we need another Ovechkin Cup celebration summer?
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Can we come? I mean,
I'm in.
We wouldn't make it, but
I think we'd be okay. We'd hold our own
in the fountain with Ovi.
Okay, so next one,
the Oshie waterboard was awesome.
Okay, so next one we have Central, which is the South if Chicago wasn't in it. Who's your team coming out of the South?
Who wins can crushing? I think Ovi's in trouble in that one.
Yeah.
Talking Central.
Brando, you go. Lead us off.
I think, honestly, since Cooch isn't back till playoffs, just because Cap, they played around with the Cap. I think.
Is he healthy?
Carolina.
They just can't? Sorry.
Pardon me?
No, so is Cooch healthy, but they just can't bring him back because of Cap until playoffs?
Yeah, he's practicing and everything, and they're like, okay, like he could easily come back, but they're like, no, he can't make it till playoffs.
Okay.
Because like they're gonna make playoffs, right? So like, why?
Yeah, fair.
So essentially, I'm gonna say Carolina, and that's just to go against the grain.
How is Cooch gonna be for like his win though game speed? Because you can practice all you want, but that's not. There's not the the stops and starts coming out of the corner. You're getting bodied. You can't. I don't. You've heard Dale. Yeah, you've heard Dale say it. Like there's nothing that you can do to put yourself in a game to get you ready for that. You can skate all you want, but it's just the. I don't know the word. Okay, fine.
No, like I know what you mean. Just game shape. Like, is Cooch gonna be ready for playoff hockey without playing a game in like a calendar year?
Yeah.
But
he is
power. The power play though, it's slow moving, and he's got.
Cooch isn't known for his speed. Like it's just like puck handling and scoring, which I guarantee he still has. So, but I'm gonna say Carolina comes out of Central, just to throw a wrench in it.
I got Carolina in the final.
Yeah.
Carolina
Cup
Vegas.
Final.
Carolina Vegas.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, Steph, who's your Central pick?
Oh, the next guy isn't Stamkos.
Yeah, Stammer is out
again.
Yeah. It's his yearly injury, and it's not a chirp against him. Just he's so unlucky with injuries.
Yeah, I feel so bad. Yeah, I don't want to jump on. Like, I do enjoy watching Carolina, and they have been getting better. And I just love the team and their post game. What do they call those?
Pressers?
Yeah. No. When they do. It's the surge, the storm, the surge.
Yeah,
the storm surge. Yeah, those are fun.
The bunch of jerks.
The bunch of jerks. But I would love to see Nashville also get out.
That's bold.
It's a dark horse. I like it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're all like, where is the upset? this playoffs.
Yeah,
where's
'cause
the
there has
big
to be. There's
upset?
always one.
one. Yeah, exactly. Totally agree
Nashville
with that.
knocking off Canes.
Tampa.
That
Would it be
division's so
Tampa?
tight though.
Like right now, it would be Carolina Preds, right? And Florida.
Yeah, it'd be Carolina Preds and Battle of Florida.
Yeah, where is the upset? That's a good question.
Nashville,
Montreal,
knocking,
Toronto.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it an upset? We'll switch back to Habs versus Leafs quick. Like, let's pretend it's Habs versus Leafs. Is that an upset if Montreal wins?
yes.
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 It would be the best upset, but
I just think the way Toronto's tooled and the way they've been, just rolling all year, I think it would be considered an upset.
And it's a fair assessment. Like they've been rolling the whole year. Like they don't have a losing streak. Like they might have a couple games or whatever, but like there's a reason why like they're 5 points up on second place.
Well, and like I touched on it last week when we were saying, like, I think the big thing with the top teams is you don't lose more than 2 in a row. You don't see them go on 3-4 game losing streaks. And I mean, that's huge, right? So if you can, I mean, what are there's a crazy stat that's out there. I don't know if someone in the chat knows it, but Winnipeg after a loss is virtually unstoppable.
Yeah.
Really. It's crazy.
There's one other thing in the chat I just seen.
in playoffs, that's huge too.
I think Slapstream Gaming, I think that was about Toronto, if I'm not Slapstream, if that what you meant, was that like Toronto went 1-6 once? If that was that's a Toronto stat, just say yes.
I think so this season.
Yeah.
Really?
There's another one too, as Dan brought up, of which I do like. This comes into like playoff talks here for our Central. Which of Tampa or Panthers have the best D and goalies? I think Panthers.
No way.
All together.
I think
Ekblad's out. Montador does not fill those shoes.
Hedman.
Yeah,
yes,
Tampa.
but also Tampa's goalies without Vasi, like their backup goalies junked this year, I think.
Yeah, no, they're fucked if he goes down.
Exactly. So like this is like a little. That's why I like this question so much from Dan. Is like Tampa has better D, but Panthers have a better goalie tandem. So it's like it's in the middle.
What wins? Better D or better goalie?
Oh,
Depends what goalie goes down or what D's go down.
I mean, I wouldn't write Drieger off as being the starter come playoffs.
Me neither.
But and then again, like come expansion draft, they might lose that guy because they have both those World Junior guys this year in their system.
Spencer Knight.
Yeah, and
there we go. Ain't no laws. You're drinking White Claws, Steffi.
You see my last name in there. That's my aunt.
Oh, is it? So Slapstream Gaming did say yes, that was Toronto with a 1-6 once.
Save the Habs in the same swoop was the OT losses. Can you guys?
There's no 3-on-3 in playoffs. That's why I don't hate the Habs.
And the Habs in a shootout this year are 1-3. But I mean, shootout comes down to a skills competition.
Doesn't exist in playoffs either. It's 5v5. And if you look at 5v5 stats, like if you want to go to advanced like analytics.
Do we have that clip that I threw in the chat earlier today?
What chat? We have like 8 of them.
Yeah. Anyway, the goals per 60 5v5. I think it's Anderson, Toffoli, and Gallagher in the top 5, along with Rantanen and
like I think it's like KK and Dano are top 5 in centers at 5v5. So like we were talking earlier, like the playoffs, there's not as many penalties. There's no 3v3. I know it's my bias coming out as a Habs fan. I like Montreal in playoffs if they can find a consistent effort. That's the one thing. And if Price is Carey Price of the bubble or if Carey Price of old, and they got some consistency, I like Montreal in the playoffs. I know it's the bias thing.
There it is.
And Nick's on fire. Thank you.
If
you're watching right now.
Austin Matthews, he's all right.
Yeah, he's okay.
The one guy I couldn't remember. Yeah, no, he's okay.
So if you're watching on YouTube right now, we have highest 5v5 goals per 60 this season. Josh Anderson's at a 1.65. Mikko Rantanen's at a 1.55. Tyler Toffoli's 1.53. Matthews 1.52. Gallagher's a 1.50. So 5v5, the Habs are looking okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with Carey Price.
You can't take penalties, though. Like,
Exactly.
This penalty kill has struggled.
Do you have PP numbers, Derrick, in the North Division at all? Handy?
I do.
If not, it's okay.
No,
Or just out of your brain since you're a stats guy.
Yeah,
No.
Derrick's stats guy now.
No, I spend time on the computer. Put some effort into this.
I'm just gonna pull up this one comment too from Alex Gagne is Habs have a big tough roster. Like you're adding Sherratt, Armia's back.
Yep.
I agree with that statement too.
Big D-men.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's tighter in playoffs, right? Everyone doesn't want to make that mistake. They right. Thank you, Nick. Sometimes you know in playoffs, where you can almost run and gun in regular season, nobody wants to make that mistake in playoffs. You don't want to be that guy where
you're not taking the chances you normally do.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of doing that spinorama through the middle, you're gonna just chip it off the wall and out, right? Mm-hmm. So I think they have to be healthy. The power plays, you got to get it going sometime here. And
okay. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. It's all good.
I was gonna bring up one comment here because we know Deeksey's a big fan, and I'm a closet big fan as well. But like our group chat, kind of chirps Deeksey for fun. But like I'm right behind him on this.
Here we go. Where
would you guys put Caulfield in the lineup? Who sits? Because I'm a massive Caulfield fan, but I just let Deeksey take the heat.
You just exposed yourself.
That's fine. I'll take it.
With Gallagher out, would he, if he came in now, if Gallagher's injured, would he be put up there with Tatar and Deno?
No, I think he goes with Susie or KK, like a third line role, but power play units.
I don't mind him with Suzuki, but that's a small line.
It's true. Right? That's right. I don't mind him with KK because KK will thrash and bang.
Yeah, but and I mean, you know how like you get Byron sits.
I haven't hated Paulie B's games recently.
Or Lehkonen.
Lehkonen, I think, is the odd man out here.
I think so.
I think because Paul Byron's speed, it still factors into the penalty kill where he gets that poke, he's gone.
Yeah,
I think about penalty kill. I for penalty kill, like Lehkonen is there for penalty kill, third, fourth line role, but like Susie does PK, Deno does penalty kill, Armia can do it, Toffoli can do it, Stalzy could probably do PK. So I think Lehkonen is like your guy essentially, unfortunately, because I do like Lehkonen, but I think if you brought Caulfield in, you scratch Lehkonen, you put Caulfield on a line where he can have like the opportunity to produce 5v5, but also you have to give him power play time because that's where he excels. You can't bring Caulfield in on a fourth line and expect him to do well.
Does Caulfield
well said
play PK too?
No. Well, he did in college, but it's a completely different beast in the NHL.
Yeah, just I would think you give him maybe PK2. No, not PK. Holy shit.
PP2?
PP2. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I've been. Yeah. Anyway.
I had to take. So we find each other for fun.
What do you guys?
If we mess up on streams, we give each other sips. So last night I was on with Dale and Dem Didiomidi, and I didn't promo cans. So I was fine to sip. I had to do that earlier.
You best believe
Steffi forgot cans was on last weekend. She had to do a sip. If there's any other penalties, like if we fumble a stat or we just mess up, just type sip in the chat and we'll take one because we all
firehouse here.
And if the chat gets something wrong, own up to it. Take a sip with us.
Sip.
Yeah, you get a stat wrong.
Accountability.
You best believe that's a paddling. No, I think
okay. So like we did people come. We forgot to take Who's coming out of the West?
I don't think we even touched on Vegas today.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And that's Fleury's
Mark
having a
Stone.
season.
Alyssa like that. Fleury is having a season. So is that who you think is coming out of the West, Derrick?
I got Vegas coming. I think the well, hold on, let me bring up the standings here. Colorado's 4 up with a game in hand. Gruby's out.
Doobie back in though.
I got Gruby over Doobie. You can hashtag that. But no, I just think I think Vegas has been so good for so long, and the way Patch is playing, he's going to get in those tight situations. He's a 5-on-5 guy.
Man, Patch is rolling this year. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. That's a good stat right there. 4 away from Luongo. He passes that easily. I think Vegas just beats Colorado in 7. Because I can't see Minnesota beating Vegas. I can't see St. Louis or Arizona, beating Colorado. Yeah, I got Vegas in 7 going through the second round.
All right, Seth, I'll let you go next.
I mean, yeah, that's if you have Vegas and Colorado in 7, then it's like a flip of the coin, you know.
Absolutely.
So, like yeah, I like Colorado, but with Gruby out, I don't know.
Gruby's only out a couple weeks.
Yeah, okay. I'm
which
saying
means
Colorado
he can't
to
get
go
COVID
again.
in playoffs.
Oh, it's not allowed once you.
Well, he's already got it. He's gonna be fine
Yeah.
in a couple weeks. Hoping
Okay.
he's fine. Like, that's not a joke at
No.
COVID or anything. But
Okay, yeah, I'll say Avs again.
Okay, where are we here today? The 15th, right?
yeah. So 2 weeks.
Yeah, so Colorado's got 2 against LA, 3 against the Blues, and then they got a 2-game set in Vegas at the end of the month.
So cakewalk except for 2 games.
And then, is this right? Yeah, May 1st.
Thanks, James.
Okay.
I am trying.
How about this though? April 30th against the Sharks. May 1st, Sharks. May 3rd, Sharks. May 5th, Sharks, and then back to back.
That's a whole playoff series right there.
Back to back against the Kings to finish the season. Colorado wins this division.
Yeah, I got Colorado coming out of this division. I think it's going to be Colorado versus Tampa Stanley Cup final.
Ooh,
and I think Avs take it. I think Nate McKinnon gets his cup.
I'd love to see that.
How long you?
And he can be like, "Screw you, Sid," in Dartmouth.
How long?
And hopefully, without COVID, I can go down there and see it.
How long are you willing to wear that mustache, bud? You want to put a bet on
I
it?
can't make more bets with I can do this for a month anyways.
Maybe you're just getting ready for a playoff run.
James.
Every time Derrick says Sharks.
Sharks.
Take a sip.
He'll start singing that Shark doo-doo-doo song.
Oh my God, don't. Please don't.
Are any of you worried the Habs don't make playoffs? I like this question from Alex once again. The next few games against the Flames, it's massive.
Yeah, like I'd say I'm worried.
It's not 100% guaranteed like we thought the other day. Like I honestly, like my opinion was like Calgary was on a back-to-back. I was like, okay, like I thought Calgary's going to start like a no-name guy because I thought Markstrom would play against Toronto. And I didn't think you'd do a back-to-back, but obviously they're like, okay, we still have a shot. So I do the porn stash. I do like that. But like I didn't think Markstrom was going to start again. And obviously like back-to-back games, the team that's on back-to-back, it's like usually like, what was it, like 2-8 on back-to-backs? Like it doesn't happen often. And then it's just the Flames came to play. And there's so many games against the Flames coming up that it's not locked in like we thought.
Do you trust Louis Domingue as your backup, though, when you got to go to the playoffs? If every single game is,
You talking Lightning?
No, Flames. That's their backup. No.
That's their backup's Domingue?
That's their backup. Guy's riding his scooter around the Saddle Dome right now.
I think they're going to ride Markstrom. Like, they're going to pull a Montreal and just ride Markstrom like we do Price.
Yeah, 100%.
And Markstrom's solid, especially against Habs.
Depending when Price gets back, like it's been a good rest for him, and I find after his rests or going into playoffs, then usually he's Carey Price again. And so hopefully he comes back.
I think Price is back this week.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think he starts Saturday.
Update here. Bruins are up at the end of the first 2-0 against the Islanders. Shots are 23-7.
For Bruins?
Yeah.
Is Hall playing?
He's playing.
Yikes.
Ooh. Hurricanes, Preds. Who you got?
Preds.
1-0 Hurricanes, end of one, and then Panthers are up 1-0 on the Bolts.
Sabres, Caps 1-1.
Wow, good for the Sabres.
I think the whole league's such a toss-up. It's who gets hot at the end.
I've always said, too, come playoff time, like, what are you watching for game film? You've seen them 8-9 times. What are you really watching?
I think what's going to throw everybody like out of the loop is going to be when the divisions finally cross. You know what I mean? Like, how good we think Toronto is like king shit in the North, right? Like, how do they stack up against a Florida, Carolina, Tampa, Colorado, Vegas? You know what I mean? Like, who's actually king shit? Like, I mean, Carolina's sneaky good, 100%.
Yeah. I like watching the North Division. It's so much fun, but I think once they cross over there, that's where it stops.
Fans in the buildings, another aspect. There's so much.
Even Toronto.
They're calling bubble.
That I don't blame them, just because we've seen COVID outbreaks interrupted the regular season like a few weeks. So, but that's another thing where players go without their families, like everything. Like, it's not just like, okay, playing without fans, it sucks. Yeah, but like, these guys are going. Like how long Dale go without seeing Lauren and the kids? Like a couple months.
Yeah, it was when they went for training camp in Montreal, and then they flew to Edmonton, did their quarantine there, and then the bubble 2 rounds. Yeah, it was probably roughly around 2 months.
Yeah, like there's a lot more impact of just playing without fans, like we think. Like, there's so much more impacts, and then you have guys with like new families, newborns, or it's like the whole routine is so messed up for these guys. Like, yeah, like as a fan, like, okay, bubble it up so we can at least see hockey. Like, we're selfish, like, okay, let's watch playoff hockey, put them in a bubble, it's safe. 100%, it's good. But like the others, like the personal side of it is like, these guys are going 2-3 months without seeing family and their children. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just such a messed up year.
And yeah, that's like, well, last year how a bunch of players didn't come.
Yeah.
And you don't blame them. And yeah, who knows if they do bubble this year.
Exactly. I saw
they're talking about it.
Yeah, but like I saw one comment, like, is Rask gonna leave playoffs again? But like, he had a newborn, like it was a few weeks, and like I think something went wrong, or like the baby got sick or whatever, and he's like, I can't focus, I can't be away from my family, like I got to go home. Like, yes, they're NHL players.
Jail, they have no way. They're so quarantined, I guess.
Exactly, but like, they're NHL players. They make a lot of money, but family over everything, 100%. So like, you don't blame the guy for leaving. That's my opinion, anyways. I got one question here from Randy for you, Derrick.
Shoot.
Any Friends or Leafs fans?
Okay, here is the funny story. I legit have the most friends that are Bruins and Leafs fans more than Montreal fans. It comes at me from all angles. It is ridiculous. I actually have a group chat that keeps popping up here, and they're like, well, that's it. Game's over. At least I can watch this on time and that on time. Like, after the first period, these guys are just, like, they're done with this. But, yeah, and then the Bruins fans are the worst. Like they got a cup and that's it. Oh man.
2011.
Oh, I don't never hear the end of it.
All right, so I think like we're an hour 5 into it, so I think we're gonna start wrapping it up. I want to say, Chad, if you're still kind of listening here, give us your top 2 and your Stanley Cup winner, and I'm gonna ask Steffi first. Who wins the cup this year if you had to bet money on it right now?
Oh my God. Obviously, I want the Habs to win. And if they make the playoffs, it's a possibility. But if I had to bet money on it right now, I'm gonna go Colorado. If Grubauer is healthy, yeah.
Okay, you took my pick. I was gonna just to make it different. I'm gonna have to take. I think Tampa repeats.
Okay.
I think with Cooch come back in. Oh, there's Dale jumping in for the chat. All right, Derrick. Who's your cup champ?
Ooh, I got Vegas, baby.
You have Vegas?
Wow.
I got Vegas, Carolina.
Everyone in the chat has Vegas too.
Vegas. Everybody's betting on Vegas. Like Vegas doesn't steal the money as it is.
I got Paisley over here. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back, and I'll explain why.
Okay, sounds good. So you have Colorado. You stole my pick. I honestly I'd love to see Nate McKinnon get one. Gabe Landeskog, Rantanen.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I was going to take it, but just to switch things up, I had to go Tampa. I wouldn't mind a repeat. I love Stammer, especially with his injuries and everything.
Imagine winning 2 COVID cups, though. How brutal. I mean, not brutal. Obviously, it's amazing, but it's
amazing. But if you also notice, like Florida doesn't give a shit either. Like they still get to party and have fun, but they're also like 80% vaccinated, so you have to give it to them.
Yeah.
Ethan, look, Taylor Hall will be lifting the cup. Bruins fan. But I think like Halsey with Krejci and Smith on his wings, I don't hate it. It's just the one thing about Bruins is the goaltending.
She gets a $3.99 donation for a can, and that's it.
Oh yeah, that's last Saturday.
She wants on every week.
She can take a sip.
Who did the donation? Was that a?
Oh, I can't remember. It was.
There's one of our guys that's reoccurring all the time. I don't know if it was Ian or Adam. Somebody did the cans for Paisley.
Yeah, $3.99 for Paisley's can.
Yeah.
Well, and then the funny thing is, Dale's daughter there, she goes, "Can I be on cans? Paisley's on cans. I want to be on cans."
We'll do a bubbly episode. We'll have the girls on.
100%. Well,
a girls show, get them on.
Playoff picks. They're getting in.
But
I got Vegas going. I just think the depth, the kids on cans. No, I just think they're gonna get going. That team, they got the defensive core that's there. Petrangelo's there. They have a 2-headed monster in the net. So regardless if someone struggles, the other one's gonna go. The front end is, I mean, they got that fourth line with Reeves who just bullies people, right? So that Connor Stevenson?
Chandler Stevenson.
Oh, wow.
Solid, man.
That's a sip.
Connor Stevenson. Hey,
Chandler Bing.
Yeah, guy's going to be a stud.
But
he's having a career year. I think Alex Tuck is a playoff guy. Nozik's there. I just think I think they have all the right pieces, especially just having the North Division coming down into the States. They have, to come to say the North Division winner, whoever the Habs have to leave Montreal and you have to go play that entire conference final in Vegas. Think about that.
Yeah. But also, do the Canadian teams get fired up having fans back in the stands too?
Yeah.
Because you see the Habs or Leafs go to Florida, it is packed. Or if you anywhere's Montreal, Toronto, Edmonton, anywhere's the Canadian teams go, away barn or not, there's jerseys there, there's fans there. So I don't know how it goes.
Oh, you gotta get the Habs in Florida though. I mean, Then
it's
it's
a home
game.
Then it,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I saw a comment before saying maybe no bubble if there's vaccines. And was it the Avs that are fully vaccinated now?
It'd be Tampa, Florida for sure.
I
They'd be
think
done.
a lot of the American teams are.
Yeah. So if that's the case, like come playoff time, maybe it'll be less stressful organizing, you know.
Yeah, fair point. It's true though. Like if a Canadian, like obviously, if they don't bubble in a Canadian city and the North Division goes down, like are the Canadian teams allowed to bring families with them? Like that's another impact. Like, do these boys have to go another couple months with their families while the Americans get, or the American, get to sleep at home with their families? Like, you got to think of like
that is a big impact.
Different things up in the air, right?
That's
remember that.
like, do you want to put your family in that situation though, where you're in a
True
bubble,
too.
especially kids in school and all that?
Yeah.
Like there's so much stuff up in the air, but
hockey wise, I'd love to see a Canadian team like go far in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
But
quick update.
Anyways,
Travis Zajac just scored.
Like I like the Islanders, I do, but I'm taking Caps. I'm sorry if that switched from what I picked earlier. I like the Capitals.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I like the Capitals.
Well, your Caps are losing to the Sabres.
It happens.
Two guys, one guy dropped in fantasy, one guy benched, both scored.
Anyways, I think this is a good Cans episode. I'm not sure what we're gonna do next week, but we just great recap on trade deadlines, who we think's a contender, who we think's pretending. I think the chat had fun tonight. Everybody was active. We love to see it.
Absolutely.
We prep some stats. We get some stats wrong. So we're not stats people.
We try to be.
We try to be. And that's what matters. But what matters is the support here. So last night we had Dale Weise with Devin Didiomidi. Check it out if you haven't watched it yet. Last night we had Deeksy and Steffi on post game. Check that one out if you haven't. What else is there? We got Tour de la League with Nick and Shane. That's bumping. We've got a game tomorrow night, game Saturday. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel, and like there's stuff every day.
Early games too coming up.
Early games, good for the East Coast people.
Yeah. There'll be pre-games, post-games coming up. Just make
hopefully
sure.
Post some win games.
Yeah, post-win games would be nice.
Yeah.
We'll hit the notifications too, because you never know. Maybe something just randomly pops up.
Yeah,
you never know.
There's one thing from Randy. I think if you're asking guests for next Cans, like I think we're gonna have a guest from like here on out. Like either gonna be like a team member of Habs tonight, just to jump in, have a drink, have fun, or we're gonna find somebody.
There's
anyone.
Who's Weise's next guest? So we're waiting on one thing right now. I can't drop it.
I'm not sure who who I'm gonna bring on. I just want to keep you guys on your toes. But no, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes here as we're just trying to build this. So we're always putting feelers out, but as soon as we know, everybody else out there will know.
Yeah.
Follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything, right? So other than that,
I'm always the guy that doesn't know what's happening, but this time I know Dale's been in contact with somebody for Wednesday, and if it can happen, I'm going to be so pumped. But like I can't name drop because if it doesn't happen, I'm going to be the biggest idiot ever. So I'm just saying, if it happens, everybody will be excited.
It's me.
Derrick.
No way.
No way. No, this was fun. Steffi, awesome. Always welcome back whenever you want.
Yeah,
Thanks
scratched
for
by the
having
claw, Steph. This night might end up being an after hours FaceTime anyways, but
I'm always down to crush some cans.
We should do like a Crushin Cans like giveaway kind of thing where you get to hang out fucking backstage.
There's one comment here. Like, there's a couple. Okay, so I'm not going to break hearts here. Ian Patterson, sorry, buddy. It's not Bure. And then Justin, It's not Biz. But
Not
if
Derrick
we get
either.
this person, you like, every fan's gonna love it. Trust me. Please just trust me. If we get this person, it's gonna work. If that's why I can't say the name. If it doesn't work out,
just get on the social media and just start throwing names out there.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. If you throw names at us, we take you guys' ideas of what you guys want to hear. 100%. It's like when you ask your spouse, like, what do you want for Christmas? And they list off a bunch of stuff, and you're like, okay, now I know what to go get. Works every
Use
time.
that.
What do you want?
Dan's trying to give away himself as the guest. You can't be doing that, buddy. Come on.
Stop. We are gonna get Dan Lemire in a stream here soon. Maybe we'll do a tandem with Nick and Dan, a little wine crushing, and have some fun.
Exactly.
All right. So everybody, thank you for tuning in, Derrick.
Corks and cans.
Yeah.
There's no discrimination against beverages.
So I think we're gonna wrap it up here. This is it from the Crushin Cans crew. We're going to go live sometime next week. We don't know. We just go on the fly. But Steffi, thank you for joining us. Our video producer does a lot of work behind the scenes for everybody.
The first lady of cans.
Scratched by the claw.
Cheers. Oh my God.
Cheers.
It's blending in.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Everybody in the chat, everybody that's tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in.
Cheers,
we appreciate you guys. Thanks for the support. Just subscribe to Habs Night and content every day. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.